Hi everybody, this is Andrew Smith from AS Communications. I'm a business English teacher who focuses on virtual communication. I'm originally from the UK, but I currently live in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And over the past 10 years, I have helped multiple business professionals and multinational companies communicate clearly, confidently, and effectively with their global clients and colleagues in English. And in today's class, we're going to look at a very common and popular topic in business communication, and that is emails. Now, I would say probably once a week on average, I get questions from new people or current clients I have about writing emails in English. And in today's video, I'm going to give you the 5 biggest mistakes that non-native speakers make when writing emails in English. And you want to stick around to the very end of the video, because at the very end, I'm going to offer you something very cool and unique that's going to help you write perfect professional business emails in English. Okay, so let's get down to it. The first common mistake that I see people make is that they use far too much formal language. Now, a common misconception a lot of non-native English speakers have when writing emails is that they need to use really long, complicated, businessy words and phrases, and that simply is not true. If anything, when you use too many long, complicated words, it just ends up confusing the reader, which then makes them just want to switch their email off and say, I'll read it later. So when you are writing emails, make sure that your language is very simple, it's short, and it's clear. My golden rule of thumb here is that if you are not 100% on a word or the definition of a word or phrase, then just simply do not use it. Common mistake number 2, and this is one that I feel like I need to bang my head against a brick wall about every time I hear it, and it is using Google Translate. Now, in Brazil, I know many Brazilian companies who are always writing emails to their American clients or colleagues, and when they're writing them, they are always using Google Translate from Portuguese to English. And this kind of goes without saying, but the biggest problem with using Google Translate is that most of the time it is not really correct. There are many words that we might have in one language that just simply do not translate properly into another language. For example, my Brazilian clients, they might have a word in Portuguese that just means something completely different in English. And the worst thing you can do is to write the email out in your native language, copy it into Google Translate, get the translation, and then paste the English translation into an email. Do not do that. It's much more better and effective to just go on your gut instinct, use the language and vocabulary you know, and write the email without the help of Google Translate. If you're really stuck, go and ask a colleague in the office whose English might be better than yours for their advice and feedback. But I want you all to try and get into the habit of not using Google Translate when you're writing an email. Just don't do it. Okay. Step number 3 is do not use contractions. Now, if you're unsure what a contraction is, it's an apostrophe which joins 2 words together to make a shorter word. For example, do not, the contraction is don't. Will not, the contraction is won't. So when we're writing formal, professional business emails, it's good practice to just not use contractions and to use full words. And after you have written an email, you just want to make sure that you go over it again, just to make sure that you haven't used any contractions in your writing. Common mistake number 3 is people that include far too much detail in their email. Now, a few weeks ago, I was with a client of mine who works for a food manufacturing company, and she was writing an email to her British manager, and I can't remember exactly what the topic was that she was writing about. Oh, it was about a Christmas party. She was writing about what happened during the Christmas party to update the British manager about what happened. And she was just writing about everything and anything. It was really, she used far too much detail. She used far too much irrelevant information. So when you're writing an email, make sure that you are only including information that needs to be written. Do not include information that the reader does not need to know. Another example could be, let's say you are trying to deal with a customer complaint. Now, when you respond to that complaint, you're only going to be talking about the complaint itself. Don't start going off on a tangent about the company's history or other services that the company offers. Just deal with the topic at hand and nothing else. And again, like my previous point, after you've written the email, just go through it again, proofread it to make sure, and have a look to see and ask yourself, is there anything in this email that it does not need to be in there? When a client of mine writes an email, I always ask them to go over the email again and try to make it shorter. Try to take out any information in there that you think is not 100% necessary. Okay, next common mistake is people that use different persons when they're writing. So when somebody is writing an email, they might sometimes use the first person, the second person, the third person. Depends what they're feeling like, right? And when we're writing a formal professional business email, we want to make sure that we are only using one person. If you're going to use the first person, make sure everything is in the first person. If you're going to be writing in the second person, make sure that everything is in the second person. And the same goes with if you're writing in the third person. Now, I'm not going to go into any detail about what the first or second or third person is. This is a grammar-related subject, and this is a video for another time. But for those more upper intermediate advanced speakers or writers, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So again, after you've written your email, make sure you go through everything and make sure that your email has or uses just one single person only. Make sure that you're not using a mixture of the first, the second, and the third person. Okay, so those are my top 5 common mistakes that I see non-native English speakers making when writing professional business emails in English. So, I have something very special to offer you. I have recently written a great essential guide. It's called the 12 Essential Business Email Phrases and Terms that every non-native English speaker needs to know. And in this free guide, I've given you 12 of the most important and useful business phrases and terms that you're going to be using when writing formal professional business emails in English. I'm going to leave the link in the description so you can download it below. It is 100% free, and a lot of the people that I've been working with tell me that they stick this up on their wall in their office and they use it every single day. And they've gotten back to me and told me how much it's really helped them write better emails in English. So again, I will leave the link below down in the description box. Please feel free to download it. 12 great phrases and terms that you need to know as a non-native speaker when writing emails in English. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you all very much.